everyone, welcome to this update video. I hope you're doing fantastic this morning. We're going to be looking at the weather forecast for today, and as we take a look at the satellite imagery, we can see all of this shower and thunderstorm activity, and there was a lot more, especially yesterday in the afternoon. So I did highlight in previous videos that we would see a lot of action in the afternoon hours, a lot of these showers and thunderstorms, especially due to the daytime heating. So we've got these low pressure systems around a trough that is helping to enhance the rainfall, and when there is all that warming of the surface of the planet by the sun, that helps to create even more atmospheric instability, and it helps to fuel those thunderstorms. So that is what we have been seeing over the past couple of days with that persistent trough. There has been a lot of heavy rain in parts of Jamaica, a lot of heavy rain, thunderstorms, even flooding in some areas as well. And that threat is going to persist throughout today. So we're going to look at what both the GFS and Euro models have to show as it pertains to the rainfall amounts. But for right now, aside from the trough, which is helping to destabilize atmospheric conditions in the North Caribbean and even in the vicinity of the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, things remain on the quiet side for most of the eastern islands, such as the Lesser Antilles, the ABC Islands as well. In Central America, early this morning, there have been some thunderstorms in the area, and due to all of the moisture around for parts of the North and Western Caribbean, there hasn't been like a whole lot of dust intrusions due to the Saharan air layer, but that is still out there, especially across the main development region, and the area is likely to remain pretty moist and active over the course of the coming weeks. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the rainfall forecast. We're kickstarting with the GFS model, and as the map becomes more colorful, that is indicative of more rain expected. So as we head to those shades of burgundies, we're heading up to 2 inches of rain in accumulation, and this is throughout today and throughout most of today. And then as we head to those purples, 2.5 inches, 3 inches, and then the pinks going up to 3.5 inches, 4 inches plus. So for the bulk of the northern islands, the greater Antilles, such as Cuba, maybe a few spots in Jamaica, Hispaniola, which comprises Haiti and the Dominican Republic, even headed to the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, there could be some periods of heavy rain and thunderstorms, and that's going to be the case especially for the afternoon. Cayman Islands as well. There could be those thunderstorms around some periods of decent rainfall as well. Going to the eastern islands, GFS is expecting that it's going to be on the quieter side, maybe a few showers passing by here and there. But as it pertains to significant rain, that is not expected. So that is for Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, the Lesser Antilles, going to the ABC Islands as well. Northern South America is expected to remain active, likewise for Central America in most countries. So Mexico, parts of Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama. Offshore islands, Providencia and San Andres may not experience a whole lot, but there could definitely be some showers nearby. Next, the Euro model, we see a bit more color for parts of the Northern Caribbean, such as Jamaica. So as I said, those afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Unfortunately, it's not the case for everywhere in the islands. So you may be in the east, you may be getting a lot of heavy rain thunderstorms, and someone who's in the western part of the island may only experience, say, a brief passing shower and nothing much. So it's been like that because we're not talking about an organized system. We're not talking about a tropical storm. It's just these blobs that develop in the afternoon hours. So some areas have been experiencing a lot of heavy rainfall, and the flood threat is especially going to be there, or well, the chance of flash flooding rather is definitely going to be there for those areas which have been continually experiencing those very heavy downpours, a lot of water. Why? Because the soil is saturated. So in parts of Haiti and the Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Cuba, even within the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, within those areas that are really saturated and those low-lying areas, there is likely to be that higher chance of flash flooding should there be more occurrences of those very heavy rainfall events associated with the afternoon activity due to the trough. So there is going to be that possibility of some flash flooding in some areas as we head throughout today. Likewise for parts of Central America and South America. So we see that the GFS and Euro are kind of in agreement about where the bulk of rain is expected to be today. For the Northern Islands, parts of Central America and South America. Meanwhile, across Eastern Islands, there may be some showers moving through, but significant rain is not anticipated as we're going to be heading throughout today. Next, we're heading on to the possibility of development. So we have the Euro AI model, which is showing that we could see a tropical storm or even a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico as we're going to be heading into late June. So we're in the hurricane season. It began last weekend on the 1st and is going to last through November 30th. So that is the annual Atlantic hurricane season. And it is definitely not impossible for us to see development once the atmosphere is conducive to allow that to happen. The very warm surface waters are well on their way, and with the abundant moisture within the vicinity of the Caribbean, the Central America, the Gulf is going to be helping out even more to have those thunderstorms going and overall an airflow pressure forming and possibly intensifying. So once those upper level winds are conducive, we got those warm waters already, and once there's a lot of moisture around, no doubt that we could indeed see development. And if anything forms in the Gulf or the Caribbean, someone is going to get hit. So we're seeing this, and the GFS model has been showing development, even though it has been all over the place, on and off as well. So it's been a bit inconsistent, but it has been showing that, hey, we could see something form mid to late June. As of the 0Z run this morning, we're seeing here that it is expecting that by Monday on the 17th, we could see an area of low pressure form and intensify in the Gulf, maybe a tropical storm. And we do see that it is lopsided. So this is suggesting that the upper level winds could be pretty strong to result in more of an asymmetrical feature, keeping most of the action with it to the east of the center, because there we see all these colors, greens, yellows, reds, indicating the moisture. So GFS is showing that we could see something form as well, a lot of moisture around in the Caribbean. And I mean, that is most likely going to be happening in terms of the increased moisture, and that's going to be helping to really kick in the wet season for the Caribbean, which is really the duration of the hurricane season. So of course, I'll keep you guys posted. There is absolutely no guarantee that we will see development. Of course, as we head into the new week, as time goes by, I'll be keeping you posted, and we'll have a better idea of what could be on the horizon. But point being, we are in the hurricane season, and once we're in the Caribbean, Central America, the Gulf Coast, East Coast, those are the areas typically affected, and thus preparations should be made for potential impacts. I mean, general preparations. It doesn't mean, oh, you should be preparing for a storm. You should be stocking up on all of these food and all of that. It doesn't mean you're going to get hit. However, being in the risk zone means ensuring that there are plans in place that in the case where you may be affected, it can be a smooth process to prepare and get ready to ride out whatever may come your way. But it is not a guarantee that, hey, something is coming. And so guys, that is basically what I wanted to share with you in this update video. So again, that trough persists within the vicinity of the Northern Caribbean islands, as well as the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos. It is helping to enhance in the rain, and many areas are saturated, and thus there is that chance of flash flooding as we're going to be heading through today. So please stay safe and do not take any unnecessary risks. And if you have any questions, do feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll respond to you when I can. And remember to always be weatherwise.